beats in the hood.
Be hoping to this your boy N-O-R-E.
What up, it's DJ EFN.
And it's Military Crazy Raw, Jig Chaps. Make some noise! Right now, when we talk about legends, we talk about legendary groups, legendary things that happen. Legendary, these brothers have transcended what rock and roll music seems. They are... To me, they're a hip-hop group that turn rock.
I feel like a lot of the roots are hip-hop.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I can rhyme to every one of their beats. Like, I'm listening to it today, I'm like, I had a rhyme to every single song. Like, I wrote a rhyme to it. These brothers, you beat me. I was in the back of the car like this. I said, I can rhyme to every one of these fucking beats. Let's get straight to it, because we ain't playing around. We are introducing the honorable one, only Linkin fucking Park.
Salute.
And that's sparkling water? Because that's the bad luck, you know what I mean? I got you back, yeah. You guys are on a 65 fucking tour right now?
65 cities.
65 cities.
Now, I was gonna say, thank you for bringing out the good Japanese whiskey.
Good, yes, that's a Korobiki. Yes, that's right, that's right. So let's explain this tour that's going on right now. What cities are you going? What cities are you excited to go to?
No. Well, the thing is, it's such a big tour for us. Like we haven't done a tour with this many dates in more than 10 years, maybe more than 15.
Usually the tour is 30 days, correct?
I mean, for us, probably longer.
Okay.
In a year, but this one is like 65. It's quite a bit long.
And is it worldwide? Because that's the thing. I know I was joking with you guys off camera, but it's something that I really do mean, like, right? It's a broader scale of the audience you guys have, right? So, what cities are you looking forward to?
Well, what do you think that? I mean, we know the biggest ones, like the places where we have a really crazy avid fan base. The ones, you know, we're German. Our German fan base is big. Our Chinese fan base is big.
Dusseldorf, Germany.
Lots of we go.
He loves Dusseldorf, bro.
We go to Germany all the time. Yeah, it's like on each tour. We do real well in South America.
You said China. That's crazy.
China, yeah. Like, so on this run, we're not even hitting China. We've got quite a big fan base in Russia.
The terrorists fucked you up too?
Terrorists fucked you?
Well, we booked the dates before all that stuff happened. But yeah, we're not hitting China. We're not hitting Russia. And we've got big fan bases in both of those places. It's funny because actually the U.S. is one of our, like, comparatively, it's one of our smaller markets.
Wow.
Get the fuck out of here.
From the beginning, or has it evolved into that?
Up and down, right?
Yeah, probably up and down.
Yeah. How about North Korea?
We haven't been, no, we haven't been there yet, right?
Never been there.
Kim Jong-un. I like Kim Jong-un.
This guy's fucked up.
No, I'm just saying, like, he seemed like a cool dude to me. He seemed like he smoked weed and shit.
Basketball.
Like, you know what I mean? He liked basketball. Dennis Rodman was out there with him.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's a hairstyle influencer.
Right. Did you see the movie The Interview?
I didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't see it? The movie The Interview, where they made fun of him? Yeah, like he put a hit out on him and shit. Like, yeah. So you guys have been able to do something that other hip-hop acts haven't been able to do. You guys collaborated full-fledged with Jay-Z. Holy moly guacamole. How the hell, but by the way, he has to be One thing about Jay that I know him his whole career. He has to be into it to be into it.
Yeah.
He will not do something for money. It's not like, that's not him. What happened when y'all got together? What was it? He had to be a fan of you guys.
Yeah, well, okay, so this was after our second record. So first record came out, Hybrid Theory was by the end of the cycle, they told us it was the biggest record on the planet. And I was like, oh, it didn't register what that meant. Like, I was just thinking big is big. Like, but like Britney Spears and whatever, like those kinds of groups, pop groups were big. They were probably bigger. And our label and our manager was like, no, your record was bigger than those records. Wow. And so it happened so fast that we didn't wrap our heads around it. And then so we were already going straight into the second record. Did a second record that did also really, really well. And then so that's where we were sitting in our career. And then Jay was just getting to the point where he was probably a few years from that moment where he retired.
What was it, Unplugged or something like that?
So what they did is the mashup was like a hot thing at the moment. Danger Mouse had done the Grey album, and MTV realized that a lot of DJs were doing mashups, and so they went to Jay and they said, hey, we want to do a show that's like a mashup show. Would you kick off the first episode, since you were the first mashup that somebody did really that blew up? And they said, who do you want to do it with? He said yes. And then they said, who do you want to do it with? And he came back to them and said, Linkin Park.
That's crazy. That's dope.
Yo,
and they told us. So then his manager was John Manili, and
I just seen John Manili with Jelly Roll.
Okay,
Yesterday.
So John went to our manager and he said, this is what they're thinking and whatever. Do you want to do it? And the response, instead of giving them a response, knowing that it would just lead to like questions, I just made 3 mashups because that's what I do. So what they didn't know is that's how I learned how to make music. That's how I learned to make tracks. I didn't grow up like making a track and rapping on it. I grew up before that taking stuff that I liked and mashing them up in order to learn how to make a beat. So I'd like mash up, it'd be like a break beat, an old break beat off of like a soul record, and then like Wu-Tang Clan vocals, and then like Rage Against the Machine and Smashing Pumpkins, and then maybe some Jackson 5 thing. Like all these fucked up things that didn't make any sense. But to me, I was just vibing.
Like your own remixes.
I was just like learning. And so that's how I learned to make
track, right?
I was doing it on this weird little sampler originally called the MS-1. It was a Roland piece of shit. And then eventually a Kai S900. And then, so yeah, I made those, and that's how I learned how to do it. And so when they send us the message that said Jay wants to do mashups, I just made 3 mashups just as like a proof of concept or whatever. I sent it to them, and Jay's response was, oh shit. And he knew immediately, like, yeah, we've got to do, this is the right thing to do.
The whole EP.
Yeah, there wasn't any conversation. And I was just like, what are they going to do? The first thing they're going to say is like, well, how should we go about? We don't need to do, how should we do this? Just the music is either it works or it doesn't work.
No, but since Walk This Way, right?
Yes.
Run DMC, Walk This Way. The rock and hip hop thing, it was so perfect.
And Beastie Boys, can't forget Beastie Boys doing it as well.
I actually think it went back further. To me, things like Led Zeppelin, on their own. Like, I think if they had the power to sample, or they knew to collaborate with people, that they would have done it. But they were just assimilating like soul and R&B and older rock.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Right? And
rock definitely.
They were putting that into this rock thing that they did as a British rock group, right? So to me, I listened to that and I heard hip hop because I didn't know any better. I was just like 13, 14.
No, but for me, I'm listening to the EP and I'm like, this doesn't sound forced at all. It sounded like, I'm going out on a limb here. Did you guys record in the same studio?
As Jay?
Yeah.
Originally, not the original material, but he had so much music out before us, right? Like we grew up listening to, like, what records, do you remember sometimes we would talk about Jay's records? Like when you're just talking, you're making songs and you go, oh, you know what's dope is the bounce on like, Can I Get a What? You're like, that bounce is so cool. Like, I wish we had a song that had that kind of groove. Right. You know, and so you'd just be thinking about that, and that would kind of influence the drums. And then we pull from other things, like other ideas we had. But I think that sets up, when we did the mashups, it was like, oh, it's already, the hip hop element's already in there. Like,
If you go to the origins of it, it's like a lot of times it just goes back to
Right.
these break beats that, you know,
Wow.
they're just part of the foundation of everything we're listening to now.
Is that something, because I kid you not, to me, when I listen to you guys' music, I can hear the hip hop bass in there. I can hear it, but then I also understand that it's a whole other crowd. You know what I mean? But like I said, like I'm sitting there, like I don't want to be an artist no more, but I can't help myself. And the whole time I'm sitting there and I'm like I'm rhyming to your shit. So is that something y'all did consciously, like? Because anybody who loves hip hop has to love your music.
I feel like sometimes may have been intentional, but other times it's just like it's baked into like what we like. It's just what we like. Like that's what I grew up on. So, I mean, we were talking earlier, like it's like before we got into making rock music, I probably listened to like 2 to 5% of the music I listened to was probably rock.
Okay.
It's probably like 90% hip hop.
Because you guys are like the hip hop heads of the band. It seems like it.
I think that's right.
So do you think that you guys bring more of that perspective, and is ever like anybody else saying, nah, it's leaning too much to hip hop, or?
Well, I think if you're alive today, it's like hip hop's just undeniable.
Right.
It's everywhere, right? And I think for us, it's just a matter of over time doing a lot of work and focusing on, you know, in our case, especially in the early days, hip hop. And then it's just like, oftentimes more than not, you hit a wall, right?
Right.
Like, I want to do this thing.
Right.
I can't get it. And actually, there was some old tapes I was watching of us making this record. We're talking about some vocal stuff that Mike's doing. And he's like, like, I felt like I just like kind of hit a ceiling on what I can do at this moment. But then like magically we just make the right track a half year later and it's just automatically it just flows.
Yeah, did you ever have a verse where like you did the verse on a beat and it sounded okay, but then you didn't release it or whatever, and then later you heard a different beat and you did the same verse on the new beat and you're like, that's the song?
Like it fit perfectly, like a
Yeah.
That happens. Like I have, you know, at this point in my career, I got so many verses that are like almost, they're like, maybe they're half baked. They're like not quite done, but they're close and they have a vibe. And then I put them over the right track and it fits.
So let's talk sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Okay. I love that that's where you went. You were probably talking to the wrong group, but all right. So it's like you have Mr. Rogers on your show. Let's talk porn.
Yeah.
Exhibit A.
Yes, because rock and roll has a lot of sex. I got offered cocaine yesterday. It was crazy.
And you're blaming it on rock and roll?
Yeah, I'm blaming it on rock and roll. Yes, I am.
That's funny. That's funny.
How is that? How is that such thing that exists? Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Absolutely.
I think that's the music industry in general.
I have my own answer, but what would you say?
You look like you did a line before.
Actually, nah, that I haven't. But no,
Okay, good.
we're in Miami now, right?
No one
So,
believes
like-
me, but me neither.
Joe's in Miami now.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I know you don't want to answer it.
Okay.
I feel like it's funny because it was really notable when we came out.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things people said about us all the time was, oh, these guys are so much less that.
Wow.
Like
More clean
groups,
cut in the
the groups that were out before us were really partying through the 80s. And
The Motley Crues, the Guns N'
So in the
Roses,
80s,
right.
huge. Like that's what they were all known for.
They were biting bats and shit like that.
It was
Was that
crazy.
Ozzy Osbourne?
But they were
Ozzy Osbourne.
they were out on Sunset. I don't know if you ever spent much time in Hollywood.
Yeah, I've never really got it.
So those guys, they lived. The stories
It was
go
like
that they
debauchery.
lived there, and they were just constantly like back and forth between the club where they played and take girls back to the place where they stayed, and they lived. It was all day.
It was a culture at that point, right?
So so that was their culture. And when I grew up, I was a little when that was ending.
Okay.
So I was reacting to I was looking at. You were talking about Run DMC, Beastie Boys. Like that was the first records I ever bought were those records.
Beastie Boys and Run DMC.
Yeah. License to Ill.
License to Ill.
I don't
No
know.
Sleep Till Brooklyn.
Raising Hell might have been. I might have bought another Run DMC record before that. Anyway, the point is that was the beginning of me listening to music, and so all the music I listened to was hip hop, and then the kids at my school at the time, everything was real separated. Based on what music you listen to.
Right.
So our table, we all listen to rap. Those dudes, they all listen to rock or metal or whatever.
Right.
We had beef with them. Like we fucking hated them.
In the school?
They fucking hated us. Yeah, but that's how it was. Like we were growing up in these, like I was in, in the San Fernando Valley. So like it's the joke is like that school where Ice Cube goes to in the movie in the Yeah. It was basically so Cube and a couple other people, like it was known that he in particular went to school in my neighborhood.
San Fernando Valley.
So it was up in the valley where all the white kids were. But it actually wasn't all white kids. In the movie, they show all white kids, but in reality, it was there's a lot of Persians, a lot of Jewish kids,
Mexicans.
That's where Q played ball at?
So in high school,
Right.
High school, yeah.
So, okay.
they bust all those kids up because they
Right.
wanted to get them out of the hood to get like better teachers, better education, whatever.
Right.
Because they had more funding up there. And so what happened is they all came to our school and they all got integrated. Well, what happened for us was that he had already graduated at that point.
Cube.
And then, yeah.
I'm about to say you went to high school with Cube?
We didn't.
That's the every kid ever.
But what happened was all those kids were still getting bussed up and they were bringing their music.
Wow.
So the kids from downtown who listened to Ice-T, who listened to NWA, who listened to all that King T, all that stuff, they came up and they're like, check this out. And that's how I got all the music I grew up listening to is from them.
Wow.
Yo, man, let's make some noise.
Long story short, no sex.
But you asked about the other thing.
Yeah.
That by the time we got, like, since we were the next generation after,
Right.
we were like, people would say, like, we're more about our business. Like, we were trying to be artists, make interesting, creative shit, and handle our business so that it stayed afloat. Like, so it didn't fall apart because those dudes had already come out, been intoxicated and whatever, and their business fell apart because the people they handed it to, like, cheated them.
Okay.
Right? Like,
Yeah, they're too fucked up to deal with.
You heard stories of like,
shit.
their attorney cheated them, their business manager cheated them, whoever the label, whatever. So we didn't want to be victims of that. So we were always like, well, let's be like clear-headed and smart, and so we didn't party so much. We took care of our shit.
So how did you guys come up with the name Linkin Park? Was y'all at Linkin Park?
Oh, it was a park in Santa Monica, and Chester, our singer, we were looking for a new name. We were called Zero. At the time, it was Xero. That was our name. Band.
That was your name, Zero?
Yeah, Zero.
That could have worked.
And then our name was Hybrid Theory.
And Chester was a part of those early?
So Zero was with a different singer, my good friend Mark. And Mark became a music manager. He now manages a ton of great rock artists. So he ended up doing great. And then we got Chester, and we had changed the name to Hybrid Theory. And then that wasn't going to work for whatever reason. And then we were looking for a new name, and Chester was sleeping in his car. He was out from Arizona. He didn't have a place to stay yet. And for whatever reason, he didn't decide to stay with me. I think I offered it to him, but he didn't do it. And he stayed near Linkin Park. And he brought it in one day. He was like, what about this name?
Wow.
And we changed the spelling because at the time, a .com was powerful. Like having your own name .com was the thing to do. So we changed the spelling to LINKIN in order to get that .com, park.com.
Rest in peace to Chester. Well.
Thank you.
Yes.
Sorry for
So we're gonna do a quick time slide.
Going already?
Yeah.
Give them their flowers first, man.
Okay.
Goddammit.
Our show is about giving people their flowers, and we want to give you your flowers face to face, man to man. Tell you how great your people are, what y'all did, what y'all doing to the industry, and continue to move, man. We really respect y'all, and we really was honored that you guys chose us to speak to the public. We want to give you your flowers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And by the way, this whiskey is fantastic.
And we know y'all represent the whole band, but thank you for coming
They
out
would
here.
be,
That's cool.
Yes.
I mean, it's an honor.
Thank you. So we're gonna do. Are we gonna explain the game?
Yeah, so you got to get designated drinkers for you guys. I mean, unless you're gonna have some
I
drinks.
could probably do it.
Yeah.
You can sip. You can sip. You want a designated drinker?
Yeah, you.
It's Rick's birthday.
Come on. Yeah.
Volunteers?
Come on, it's your birthday. It's Rick's birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Pull up, man. What are you drinking, Rick?
No, you got to drink what you know. He has to drink. He has to drink what you pick.
Okay.
What do you want him to drink? He has no choice.
Oh, he has no choice?
Yeah. Japanese whiskey? Okay, cool. Expensive taste.
He's treating you so good.
Yeah. Expensive taste.
So,
Okay, you ready, Jamie?
Yeah.
It's not like
Okay,
So
I'm
this is
definitely asking that
this is
question.
You could've
no,
chosen
we'd like to explain the rules.
Okay, yeah.
you could have chosen something that'd be painful.
No.
Still,
Yeah.
still kind.
Let him enjoy his birthday, guy.
That's what I would pick for myself.
So this is our drinking game. We're gonna give you two choices. You pick one.
Okay.
We don't drink. If you say both or neither, which is the politically correct answer, then we all drink. Got it?
Okay,
Cool.
okay.
And then it's really just to bring up names and stories.
Yeah, and,
Like,
and by the way, this also is
No, yeah.
we're gonna be bad at this.
Okay.
We're gonna be, I think you're gonna be fucking
Very politically, very politically correct.
so give us some good stories too,
I
based off of
I err on the
Yeah.
side of being a little politically correct.
Yeah.
It's all
I'll do
good.
my best to not be.
Okay.
For the sake of
If you do that though, but give us good stories too.
Yeah.
I'll do my best.
Huh?
Japanese whiskey.
Whiskey.
Yeah, whiskey. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Ready for the first one?
Yes, sir.
I know what you're gonna do. I got a sense of what he's going to do. Jay-Z or Nas?
Yeah, I'll go Jay.
Okay.
I'll go Jay.
Jay,
Okay.
got it.
All right.
Do we have to explain why?
Yeah.
please.
if you
I've
want to.
actually never met Nas.
You never met Nas?
Never met Nas. It's
Wow.
that's which is like
Wow.
I feel like we were like a degree of separation at a certain point, and I just
And I could hear
it
Nas
never
was like
I love. By the way,
working with you guys.
I love Nas's work, but and I bought tickets to his show when he came to LA like a couple years ago.
Wow.
I'm a fan.
Wow. Yeah. So okay. Go on Jay.
Tupac or DMX?
DMX.
I'll say Pac. I'll say.
Any reasons? Any story?
I only say Pac because I mainly say Pac because
You met Pac?
I never met Pac. Tupac was such a well-rounded artist, and like he had that other level of like thoughtfulness, like the way his mind worked. It's so
Right.
crazy, and I think DMX did too. But I think it really came through in the songs when it came to.
You guys ever interacted with X? I feel like X might have been at some of the festivals you guys.
I
played at.
met X.
We played a show with him once.
Yeah. We played with I think more than once actually. I was thinking of that one where he notoriously he always showed up late for everything.
Right.
So we played one of those shows where I remember we were sitting backstage like, should we leave, like go to the next show, or like he's gonna show up eventually? Like, I kind of want to stay and watch him play. But I did actually end up meeting him. We did a song. I don't know if you know this. We did a song with Rakim.
Rakim, no.
Yeah. We had a song off of one of our heaviest metal records.
But and the song was
So it was a super
Metal
it was like-
song?
How
Yeah.
long is the song? Like 6 minutes, something?
Yeah, it's about that,
It's
yeah.
like this Metallica style 6-minute song, and we had this place in the middle where I was thinking of doing a verse. Actually, they were saying like you should do a rap verse on this because that's the most unexpected thing you could do.
Right.
And my brain was like, well, what can we do that'd be even more unexpected? And we managed to reach out to Rakim, and he drove because he doesn't fly.
Yeah,
Right,
we know.
yeah.
He drove out from New York, came all the way out to LA and
Right.
did the verse.
Wow.
It was one of the,
And part of it is who's the best rapper you
drove
could get.
from New York to LA, that's wild.
Oh, he stopped in Vegas on the way.
He did stop in Vegas. He
Yeah.
stopped in Vegas on the way.
I mean, he was already there, right there.
Time out. You went way too fast. So you said Rakim drove from New York.
I couldn't believe it either.
Yo, that's legendary. Yo. That is legendary. I'm taking a shot, even though you ain't cute.
I mean,
come on, let's take a shot.
And how was he to work with?
The man, I mean, look, it all started. I'm not gonna, there's not. I can tell you. I can talk about this for the whole thing. But the moment when he got there, he came in. I think he came with his wife, right? And then when he came in the door, the engineer. There was like a runner or like a lower level engineer kid who got the door, opened the door for him. And this kid's got to be like 17, 18.
Has
he's
no
like-
idea who
he's like
Rakim is.
18, 19. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Uh-huh.
And this kid opened the door and he practically bowed
Right.
to this man. Like everybody knew.
Right.
You couldn't
Right.
avoid it. Like Rakim came in
the God MC.
Kid, and he literally, the kid like avoided his eyes and like opened the door. And when he left, the kid was fucking shook.
Yeah.
And that made me more nervous. I was already nervous. It made me like so nervous. But the reason I mentioned it is because of that. So we did the thing with him, got the single, whatever, and then Rakim came back to town later to do a show, and he did a hip hop like an old school show that had EPMD on the bill and DMX was on the bill and so on and so forth. And so backstage, I got to go say hi, and I met all of them, and it was
Wow.
it was one of the as a fan just like one of the coolest.
Wow. I'll tell you.
moments
I'll tell you a cool story real quick, and we get right back to you guys. I seen Nas fan out with Rakim, and that made me it made me say, don't ever not be a fan of anything. Don't ever grow out of being a fan.
I love that.
Well, that's the point of our show.
Yes. Don't ever. But when I got to see, and what I'm saying is, Rakim brings it out of everybody. That's my point. I'm trying to say.
That's right.
But I was at Master Pill office, and Nas says to me, you know, Eric B and Rakim is doing a show tonight. Do you think we should go? And I was like, you leaving the shit up to me? I was like, we are already there. And we went, and it was crazy because Nas is still, Nas is very, financially secure. He's very artist that's secure. But I just watched him, and I was like, what do you call that shit? I was peeping Tom at him almost. Like, I was just like looking over, and he knew every word. Like there was workers that Rakim was performing that I've never heard of. I don't know.
Album cuts you didn't know.
And to see Nas fan out to the guard Rakim, like you saying, the kid didn't want to make eye contact. That's who he is. He's just like the ultimate guard. So I'm gonna take a shot to that. I'm sorry.
Let's go. Take a shot to Rock.
We got fucking Linkin Park in the fucking building. Goddamn it.
All right. Rage Against the Machine or System of a Down?
That's not fair.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Those are the two guys that right there. It's the Colombian and the Dominican. They're over there doing a lot of cocaine. We don't judge them.
They don't do cocaine.
We don't judge them. We don't do cocaine. But
Fuck, I just took a shot for free.
That was fucked up. That was fucked up. That was EFN's fault. Yeah.
I can't.
You can't. You gonna do a shot?
I can't.
Okay, all right.
I gotta do a shot.
Salud.
Same for you? You're saying both too?
Yeah, I think the world is a better place.
Cheers, brother.
Because they both exist.
Happy birthday, Rico.
Yes, happy birthday, sir.
And by the way, shout out to System of a Down, who I think a couple of the guys probably see this, but I know they're touring again. They actually stopped touring for a minute and they came back together, and so it's an exciting time for those guys.
Yeah,
They're playing very big shows.
We played our first show with System.
Our very first show was with System of a Down.
Really?
We were first of three at the Whiskey.
With SX10?
Same area that all those glam bands doing cocaine played at. And we were we played it, what did they call that? Like you have to buy your...
Yeah.
You know, you buy it from the promoter for $3 and then you can sell it for $5 and keep the rest. That's how that was that show.
And that was your very first show?
Very first show.
Yeah.
They had just gotten signed.
Wow.
And then the other band was SX10, which was...
Oh, that's right.
Sendog from Cypress Hill's band.
Yeah.
So it was Cypress Hill and System of a Down and Linkin Park.
That's kind of dope.
This is a super hip hop question right now.
All right.
By the way, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to this. I'm leading the witness.
Just give him the question.
Wu-Tang Clan or NWA?
It's a tough one. I don't think it's the right question.
The problem with this is I feel like I have an answer that I feel, but I feel like the internet is gonna fucking judge me.
He's honest. He's honest about it.
I don't want to say it because
just whisper it really loud in the microphone.
I'll be judged so bad.
No, please, let's be judged.
You know what's funny about this question too? I'll tell you my answer.
I love it.
Because when I think of NWA, I think of a period of time when I was younger. I listened to NWA first, and at that time I bought every single thing that Dre's name was on.
Right.
Everything.
That he touched, right.
Even what was her name? Michelle. I even bought the Michelle record, which I didn't like. That wasn't for me.
No, I get it.
Everything Dre touched, I love.
You talking about Michelle with the voice?
Yeah,
the voice.
he ended up dating her too.
DOC record.
DOC was amazing.
All the way through, well into Death Row and all that.
But I feel like there's a butt coming on.
My group of friends, for some reason, with Wu-Tang, my friend had an 18-inch tall Wu-Tang W in vinyl on the back of his Honda Civic. That's how obsessed with Wu-Tang.
Sounds like a Wu-Tang fan.
My friends were that obsessed with Wu-Tang, and I was, as a function of just being friends with all them. So that's the hardest thing.
So you're saying
for me, both of the things were formative. They were important in my coming of age in music or whatever. But the truth is that I probably listened to Dre's shit, to NWA and Dre's shit. Does Dre, when you say NWA, do you just mean NWA as a group?
And listen, this is whatever criteria in your mind that you make
your
to
mind.
answer this
You
question.
guys' minds, yeah.
Oh, well, then it's Wu-Tang. Because there's only, how many NWA records are there? It's only 3, right?
I believe it's 3.
Well, yeah. Through
Wrecking
4,
Crew, if you Wrecking Crew thing.
that wouldn't count as NWA.
Doesn't count.
NWA and the
DLC
Posse
doesn't count.
was a
That's
kind
the
of,
one, that's the one.
Yeah.
The Posse, Straight Outta Compton.
100 Miles
and
of
the other
Running.
one. Oh, 100 Miles of Running's 4. But then Wu-Tang, you've got the Wu-Tang records and you've got all their individual, I listen to all those records.
Well, if you do the individual, they're as a group, yeah. 'Cause I was
They're
saying
all
NWA,
still
then
Wu-Tang.
you got Ice Cube,
Listen, man, we're taking a shot, sir.
Well, he didn't answer. We got to let him.
All right, I got to do that, unfortunately.
So we're confusing.
We're taking a shot
The
for
fact
you.
that he was very confusing.
You said
and
one,
he deserved his
both
shot.
ones.
He deserved his shot.
I went.
Let's go.
And who would you?
I think before NWA, I really liked hip hop, and then NWA came out, and then I loved hip hop.
Wow.
It was more than just hip hop. It was
You're talking about NWA, right?
Yeah, it was
That's
rock.
how I felt. NWA and Public Enemy did that
They
for
were
me.
a rock band. They had something to say. They were bold. And they didn't give a fuck.
Let's say fuck the police. I was like, holy shit. You can say that?
Yeah.
Early hip hop
You
was
believed
punk,
it.
in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
it was,
And I think it was your show that when you talked to Dre, he was talking about like he treated it like I don't think he knew at the time, but it was like he was actually creating a world. Like he was like expressing himself. That's how he looks at it now, as like looking back at it. He talked about how he, being creative.
Right.
Like he wasn't like just, oh, here it is. Like this is how
oh yeah, no.
things are. He was like inventing this whole universe.
Right.
And I think that's what resonated so much with us.
With the Wu-Tang thing, I don't know which band, but there was something that went viral of somebody from a legendary rock band saying that he heard Wu-Tang and he got something from it that nobody knows.
Yeah.
Was it Stone Temple Pilots or?
I know what you're
I
talking
think it was
about.
maybe more even older than them.
I don't know.
Was it?
Yeah, it was John
Chili
Frusciante.
Peppers?
Yeah.
Oh, Chili Peppers. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and it was like crazy, right? Because people were like, they didn't gather that from what he was saying, but he said that influenced him a lot.
Yeah, and then with Wu-Tang, they were just, especially RZA was just doing unusual stuff.
No, and the way when they came out, they like brought it back to the essence.
Yeah.
Dirtied it up.
Dirty.
Yeah.
And it was dope when Wu-Tang came on the scene.
All right, so we took a shot, right?
We did.
Okay. You can have this one, sir.
Okay. Led Zeppelin or Pink Floyd?
Oh, Zeppelin.
Damn, I would have went Pink Floyd. Dang.
So then why didn't you say it then?
Because I knew I was wrong.
The Beatles or Rolling Stone?
Not Beatles, yeah.
That's for me. Yeah.
You said Beatles too?
Yeah. Just because the innovation.
Any interactions with these legends?
I would take acid with the Beatles. Like if I've never.
They probably wouldn't take it with you though.
Yeah, I would.
They won't take it with you though.
No. I want to.
No, we did with Jay.
Oh, you took acid with him?
We did with Jay, and we did the Grammys with Paul McCartney.
That was like our big.
Oh, but let's clear the room. Not on acid.
Not on.
Yeah.
I can see the comments right now. They're like, he just been doing acid with Jay-Z.
Thank you.
Yes. And I can hear him calling me. Calling me like, what the fuck? You just let him say we did acid?
That's one of those things where they'll edit together some.
just
version
the
of it.
internet is just.
Yeah. Said no acid with anybody.
With nobody.
Yeah.
You look like you would be a good acid guy, though.
Maybe I could be.
Yeah.
I appreciate
What's
you
the
saying
hardest
that.
drug you ever did? You did cocaine
God.
once. Come
I
on.
did not.
Never. Me neither.
Never.
No one believes me though. They don't believe my hand either. It's just, you've done cocaine. That's why you drink
Show them what's under it though.
You've done cocaine before, right? That's why you're drinking sparkling water.
The shirt says cocaine.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
The shirt says he was selling it. Actually,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't want to say it earlier, but you definitely have the best shirt on in the building. Let's make some noise. That shirt from the beginning. As soon as I seen it, I was like, "Damn, that's a shirt I would like." I was like, in my mind, I was jealous. I was like, I want that shirt.
I think I got it in Maui.
In Maui? Yeah. Holy shit! Oh, you want yeah?
the trade.
Yeah. But so what the fuck were we talking about? I was so into it.
That you didn't do cocaine and nobody believes you.
But you have done in the past.
No, not yet.
Damn. All right. Cool. All right.
Lupe or Pusha T?
Ooh,
That's fucked up. Really fucked up. They're both incredible. If I feel like we just a friend of us who we just saw at lunch said, "Oh, Mike, like Pusha says hi." So if not for that, I would probably be like taking a shot right now. But since I feel like it was an omen.
Okay.
I'm supposed to.
So we go on Pusha T.
I mean, Lupe didn't say hi.
Okay. I love that.
Shout out to Lupe though.
That was a great
Lupe's incredible.
Made me want to take a shot. Okay. How about you?
I had dinner once at Lupe's mom's house, so I think I got to pick Lupe.
I feel like we got to take a shot because of the confusion.
Yeah.
Not in unison.
Wait, we have to be in sync?
No, we're making this up right
ended
now.
up being both.
Yeah, that's a both shot.
Cheers.
We're trying not to make you flight. We're just letting you know that. we want to keep you here. I'm sorry. We love your energy, guys. Come on, let's go.
Let's see on some DJ shit. The Executioners or the Scratch Pickles?
Okay, we can't do this thing where if we differ, we're gonna take shots every time.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's not fair.
Okay, that's sorry.
The rules are written somewhere.
He's right. He's right.
I don't know
You
this.
made it up.
I know the Scratch Pickles a little bit. The X-Men Executioners are
Right.
That's Rob Swift. That's okay.
Yeah.
Eclipse and all. Yeah,
So that's
Executioners.
the DJ side over here.
Time to take a drink.
Happy birthday. Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah, but yeah, if it wasn't for them two just like trying to one up each other back in the day, that's like each of them individually and as crews are just
The crews are
unstoppable.
incredible.
I mean, for people watching who don't know about that, like I didn't know about it when I met Joe. He was the one who told me, "Oh, check this battle out. Check this DJ out." Like that was around 95, 96-ish, I think, when it was really hot. Like those crews were innovating it felt like every month.
Yeah. And shout out to the allies from out here. DJ Craze, our homie. They were part of that.
That was
movement.
was that the same generation or
Slightly
one later?
They overlap, but they're who I mentioned were a little earlier. Executioners, and
Yes.
Scratch Pickles and Allies came shortly after.
right.
You had 8-track that comes out of the Allies and all that.
Right.
Yeah,
Incredible.
yeah.
This is absolutely one of my favorite questions on Quick Time Islam. Analog or digital?
I probably do digital.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have lost this.
Yeah, I do digital because it's what I'm the most familiar with. Like I like the sound of analog. There's nothing that can beat it. But in terms of the way I make music, if I was stuck to analog, I wouldn't be able to make what I make.
It makes sense.
Because that's the way, I was watching something about you guys, the way you would produce music. And he's from a group called Mayday, and it reminded me of you guys. You guys don't do it like a traditional.
I'm familiar.
Right.
They opened for was it Fort Minor?
I opened for Fort Minor.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And I used to manage them.
Yeah.
So I would see their process, and what I saw you guys is similar. It was like not a traditional band that jams out together. Like you guys are like with files and put like, like sampling and sampling self, playing stuff and it's dope. It's like hip hop. It's basically like hip hop production.
Producing for real, yeah.
Right. Yeah. We learned. That's how I learned.
Right.
I need a Linkin Park beat.
We got a lot of them.
Why did you wink with two eyes right now?
I didn't even realize that. I winked to you and him at the same time.
I was like, I don't know what to do with that wink, Nori.
No, because you know why? I'm getting the fucking music bug back. I'm getting like,
Listen, you want one of those, like a mashup joint at least,
You know when Super Thug came out?
Okay, fuck.
We were like, oh, I wish we made that song.
Wow.
That's true.
Really?
That's true. We were like, it felt like a punk song. It felt like a rock song. It was so much.
It has the energy, dude.
So much energy.
And when the beat down.
Oh my God, I did think that. I was like,
crazy energy.
I got the punk rock band right here.
Yeah.
I said that.
It was great.
I said that.
Did you really say that?
No, I really did.
Okay.
Because you know what? I like the white people crowd. I do like it. I'm just being honest. Did you see how happy I was yesterday? I'm like that. Oh, I did it twice. I ran twice. I like white people. White people, they know how to party.
People listen to rock, bro.
Hey, man, I'm categorizing it as that in the most non-prejudiced, non-racial thing ever. I like just partying, man.
Excuse
I
my
made
friend.
a record. Boy, I came to party because I meant that. I like to party, man. You don't like to party? Let's party, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm having fun. I'm sorry.
Back on some DJ shit. Rock Raider, rest in peace. Jam Master Jay, rest in peace.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
So Rock Raider or Jam Master Jay?
That's tough.
I mean, it's kind of like the NWA Wu-Tang questions, like different importance for different eras.
Right.
For me, when I decided, hey, I want to be a DJ, I was looking at Rock Raider.
Like he was instrumental for you.
Just like, how do you do anything that he does? Right.
But Jam Master Jay came first.
Right, of course.
So like I feel like DJs later wouldn't have existed without.
I think he was a big inspiration to turntablism to an extent.
That's like the Jordan or LeBron question. It's like
that's
different
fine.
importance in different places.
So I differ with Joe. I'd go with Jam Master Jay just because I wasn't a DJ. Like I didn't listen to it that way. He was the first time I heard somebody scratching records that I was like, oh, that's.
And he's a producer.
Yeah. That's true too.
Yeah.
But he was doing the juggling. Like they'd rap over the juggling, and that was just like he was like it felt to me like he was inventing a new lane.
Which there was a lot of DJs for groups that were doing that, but he was at that time. Run DMC was just the biggest.
Right.
And when the crowd came alive, when he's just like,
What's the track that the live at the Fun House? Right? Isn't that the one where he does the big beat juggle?
Yeah,
it's the famous. Yeah. So for the people listening who don't know what that is, which is most of you,
Right.
go listen to it.
Go do the research. Digging in the crates.
This is my favorite Ice question. Ice Cube or Ice T? Cube?
Easy for me.
All right, I can see it.
Although I did fall out of love with Cube for a moment when he did that Black Korea song.
What's Black Korea? I never heard.
That was the
That was
the
that
racist
certificate. Yeah,
That was
that's
the racist one. That was the one where he's like making fun of Asian. I'm half Japanese, so he was making fun of Asians, and all of the Asians in LA were like,
I know you heard this
we're
one.
Ice Cube fans, and then that record came out.
It had to do with like the supermarkets, the bodegas.
Yeah. For a moment, we all got mad at.
What?
Yeah, you know.
Where the fuck was that?
I
think you were.
What year was
I think
this?
you were in.
I was in jail. Okay, makes sense. Really, he had a record. I didn't know that.
It was a questionable moment.
Did he apologize? Did he make it right?
I feel like he did a version of an apology, which I don't know if I was listening at that point. I think he kind of did, but I didn't. I wasn't checking for Ice Cube at the time. But I came back.
That's crazy because that's one of his best albums. The whole
That
album.
record is so good.
I consider Destitute one of the best albums in hip hop.
So conflicted. I was super conflicted. I was like, I love this record so much. And
what did he say on that
why did he
record
say
that was offensive?
He was using slurs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Shit.
Yeah.
I'm so not prepared for this conversation. No, I'm literally not.
No, he's like, I just want to go back to the white people.
White fun. I like white fun. I'm sorry.
I like white fun. Says nobody. Guns N' Roses or Motley Crue?
Oh, man, that's
Guns N' Roses for me.
Yeah, I'd say the same. I say Guns N' Roses.
The name is Guns N' Roses, man.
And it's funny because, like I said before, like when that was hot, like when it was as big as it could get, that was the time when I hated it the most. Like because
Guns over
our table was listening to rap.
Oh, the other guys were listening to Guns N' Roses.
The other table was a Guns N' Roses.
But what's ill about them is I clearly remember seeing Axl wearing the NWA hat on stage.
Back then, we didn't have Twitter, right? So like it could all just be like bullshit, like that some kid said to me.
Well, even now, even worse. We don't know what's real even now.
Yeah, that's true.
It's an abundance of information.
I try not to.
I'm going to tell you something. I love Twitter. I go on there.
Fantastic. Tell me more.
Listen. I will take a picture of something that no one can hate on.
A white bunny rabbit.
Okay. I'll take that. A white bunny rabbit. And I'll post it and they'll be like, that bitch is ugly. You like, this shit makes me so happy because I'm like, your life is not great. Like, there's people out here who hate everything. True. And just remind yourself of that. So I will post a picture. I swear to God, there's nothing wrong about this, right? I'll just post this. Somebody will be like, fucking bitch.
Your cup is ugly, ho.
Your cup is ugly, bitch. Like, you like, yo, listen, now I can start my day. Like, I know that there's someone somewhere that hates for no reason.
No, and usually they're happy as fuck, but their fucking Twitter fingers say some bullshit.
Twitter is the best.
Actually, this is a thing that I was thinking about this morning because this show it's loose. You talk about a lot of stuff.
God damn it, hold on.
It's just banter.
But it's looser than most.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So, I like where you're going. Let's go.
So I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about how one of the things about the social media thing that we don't ever talk about is the fact that we've got a new lineup with our band. We've got Chester passed away.
Right.
We took many years off basically as a band, and then eventually we ended up meeting two new great members. We met a new singer named Emily and a new drummer named
You are
Collab.
the girl. That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
And when we eventually relaunched the band, we did it through a live stream show, and they could hear instead of it being like us giving you a PR like press release statement or something.
Right.
We just played music and we played a new song, and they could see her singing the old songs too. And just like everything else on the internet, people just jumped up and like everybody they're gonna have their opinion, positive, negative, and then also in the middle, like they were still making up their mind. And what's been really interesting to see as we go through all the tour dates and more time passes is you see like people who were like super haters in the beginning, all of a sudden they're like changed their mind and now they're like at the shows and talking about it. And then other people who are like hearing that, and, oh, you fucking stupid. Like they get so mad. And,
right.
and the internet, it's total chaos. So I think that's one of the reasons why I don't go on. As much.
As you shouldn't. Yeah.
Personally, they're talking about the thing that I love. Like, I don't know. Here's a separate topic.
Let's go. Okay.
Do you feel, because this is almost like a question for another rapper, like, do you feel so passionate about the things that you've made that if somebody took it away from you and said you can never make another record, you can never get in the studio, you can never rap again, you can never make, like you lost.
I want somebody to do that to me.
You lost your voice or something.
Can they do that to me now? I don't want to make another, but I'm sorry.
Oh, you don't want to make another.
I'm just playing with you.
But that's the deal. That's like, to me, not being able to do Linkin Park is like, I have like a hole in, like I'm missing a piece of my, like
if you have
I'm incomplete.
If you have peace of mind, don't go on Twitter. But I don't like my peace of mind, right? Like I'm fucked up. Like I kind of like this negative shit because I'm from New York City. and New York City, shit. Yeah, and I know in New York City, negativity is positivity. Just use it in the right way.
Okay.
So this is my way. When I go on Twitter, I swear to God, I will take a picture. I promise you, I'll take a picture like something innocent like this, and I know they're gonna find a negative part of it. Yeah. But some of them are actually accurate. Some of them will be like, you should have edged out this part. And then you look at it, you're like, yo, he's right.
He's criticism?
Right.
You like the criticism?
It's fucking fucked up criticism. But so you've never been on Twitter?
No, I have. I have an account.
And since Elon took it over,
I just avoid it.
I'm just being honest with you. It's very dangerous.
It's a lot more crazy.
Since Elon took it over,
it's a wild, wild west out there.
Oh my God.
You sound like Jerry Seinfeld. Like when he talks about, he was on some late night show talking about his wife. Like people don't understand, like when he likes something, it's because he can complain about it. Like the miserable part is the part that he gets.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Seen that?
Yeah.
I don't remember. He said it better. Like I don't know. I'm not in his mind, but it sounds like that. Wait, but he's a New Yorker too, right?
Yeah, he's a New Yorker.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you guys?
Yeah, look at them. I don't know.
What's wrong with you?
He's accurate.
Is you happy?
No, I'm being honest. Let me just tell you something. I haven't been in New York in a long time, but every now and then I fly to New York just to get negative, and I just come back. I just need a little bit of ounce of negativity in my life, and this is the safest way to receive it.
Safest way to receive negativity.
Yes, you just go to New York and you will be angry.
It's like a negative sauna.
You even in Manhattan, in the rich, they have a place called Billionaire's Row. I stay pretty much down.
Wait, is that the restaurant that they talk shit to you?
No, hell no. That's in Paris. That's
no, but there's one in New York that I saw a documentary
the Cuban
about it.
spot?
No, my people's is being foul.
No, people love that. Yes. What's the name of that little cafe? It's not Cafe Habana. It's
Wait, in Paris?
No, this is like in New York City.
And they talk shit to people?
They're so, like, that's their thing. At least it was. I haven't been there recently.
Not the halal guy.
But they came down.
He's a Cuban, bro.
Oh, my bad.
You go in and they'd be like, they just like point. And you're supposed to, they mean go sit. And you sit down and they're like, what do you want? And if you don't answer right away, they just walk away. Oh, shit. And like they get 5 stars because the food is so good that you'll put up with the beating in order to eat the food.
Hey, maybe that's a business idea, man.
It's very New York, though. Like, I feel like there's multiple places where that's...
No, I saw a documentary about a diner in Manhattan, but this is an old documentary, so maybe the spot's not around, where you sit down and you look at the menu, and then if you don't do anything in a certain amount of time, like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like, they start screaming at you and talking shit to you. Okay.
It's real.
That's what you like.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, you mean that's typical New York shit?
Yeah, right? He's mean, and if you don't comply to it, it's like he kicks you out immediately.
They do that at like Carnegie Deli. Like if you, I took my family there, and the waiter practically did that to my children. I was like mad at him.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, man. I'm not fucking with that, man. Fuck that shit, dude.
So you guys are both from California.
Yes.
Yeah. California. So you guys do not understand that New York attitude.
We've been to New York.
You know what was my favorite group of all time from California? And they were dropping disc records.
Who?
The Beach Boys.
Oh, that's right. You said this. Go ahead. I actually like his idea of this. Go ahead.
The Beach Boys was dropping disc records back then.
East Coast, West Coast started with the Beach Boys, he says.
The East Coast, West Coast beef started with the Beach Boys. You don't remember their records?
Were they beefing with the Beatles?
No, they was like...
the Beatles is from London.
Like, no, I'm saying they had a thing. The Beatles and Beach Boys had a thing.
Oh, no, yeah. But he's literally saying
please
the coast.
Please tell me about this.
That was like a creative competition, like who could make a more interesting
record. Beach
That's
Boy.
different than what you're talking about.
Do I look like a Beach Boy type of guy?
An LA Beach Boy?
LA.
I don't know.
Okay.
Have you been to Venice?
Yeah, Venice,
Venice, yes. My friend Alchemist, this is from Venice. Yeah. I took a shot at him the other day. He sent it to me. He was like, why did you come at me?
He's not from Venice. He has a studio in Venice.
He has a studio.
I don't think he's from Venice.
I believe he's embedded
All right, go ahead.
Venice.
Go back to the Beach Boys dissing the East Coast.
Beach Boy said, he's like, couldn't they be from California? He's talking about the girls. He said, all the pretty girls should be from California.
Yeah.
How disrespectful.
So that's automatic shots fired?
That was shots fired. Yes. Then Tony did it, said,
you had a better reason. You did the
you did a
different lyric.
Directly from Beach Boys to Tony. Got it.
Yeah, listen.
He's the only one that's connecting that dot right there.
You California guys been taking shots to the East Coast for a long time.
Rafael Sadiq is here now.
Yes.
He's in the beef now.
Then he was like, it might be cold on the East Coast, but on the southern part of town, it never rains. In Southern California. Why you gotta say that it's cold on the East Coast? We know we're freezing. We know that we're wearing Timberlands. This is not a fashion statement. This is actually because we're cold, sir. And they've been going at us. You guys with y'all nice weather.
Let's finish quick time.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so happy, man. I'm being honest.
All right, where we at here? LA or Miami?
I'm gonna take a shot to that.
Miami, definitely.
Yeah. He came dressed accordingly.
I do love the weather today.
The weather,
and I really realized y'all matching too.
Are we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matching.
In this lighting, you are at least.
That's fine.
And you, LA or Miami?
Take a shot?
Yeah.
No, he's
No, LA.
unless it's your rules.
I love Miami, but LA. LA's my answer.
Okay.
Black Sabbath or AC/DC?
Skip?
No.
Oh.
What? All right, we relax, buddy.
Oh,
I answer the question.
I don't know what the question is. You said Cypress Hill or this, but
No.
I
It's
picked
Black Sabbath or AC/DC is actually.
Okay. Well, for that, I picked Cypress Hill.
Okay.
I don't know what the other one is.
Black Sabbath or AC/DC?
AC/DC for me.
Yeah.
Okay. And the one we skipped is what he's saying. Rick Rubin or Dr. Dre? And I know you guys worked with Rick, and we want to talk about that.
That's so fucked up. I said to somebody literally the other day who asked me, name, I don't know, however many of your favorite, like the artists that if they didn't exist, your music wouldn't exist. And those were my first two things out of my mouth is Rick and then Dre. Like I said, I owned everything Dre had, but I think Rick was first. Like Rick was the first person that I went, oh, his name's on all these records. Like,
So like Ron and Beast.
yeah.
Right.
He was the first person that I paid attention to. I'd say it's definitely Rick because he's the first person that made me wonder what a producer was.
He made beats and slippers.
I mean,
I don't think back then, though.
we did records. We did a couple albums with Rick.
Yeah.
So our experience with Rick was very different than what, like the Beastie Boys experience would have been. Like the stories they tell that was young Rick.
Yeah, no, he by the time you guys got with him, he was a different Rick Rubin.
Very different. Yeah. And he has a book. He's a book full of his, what's it called? The Art of Creativity or Creation or something?
Yeah, I forget.
Something like that. And I love that book. Like I think like for all the people that have never met Rick or watched Rick work, like if you took that book and just set it in your studio and every single day before you started working, if you just flipped it open and just read whatever it comes up on, if you just read a couple pages of that, I feel like it'll set the tone in your mind to like a better way of thinking about being creative. Like he's that good that it's like just by reading his words in the book that you'd be in a better position to make good stuff.
For people who don't understand, because I've seen things where people try to criticize the way he produces, saying he doesn't actually play instruments, he doesn't know how to write music.
Yeah.
What is his production style? How does he produce someone like you guys?
I think for us, it was a matter of us, like if you think about the first two records, Hybrid Theory and Meteora, they kind of go together like chapter 1 and 2. Like it's part of the pairing. At a certain point, we were fans of Rick Rubin, and it's like, oh shit, like we can dig into his mind on hip hop and punk rock, all that stuff. But what he actually ended up doing for us is getting to know us as people, as artists, and knowing that we had to get over a hump in more ways than one, and just help guide us along.
It's like it's very psychological with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we needed to like reinvent the band. Like we needed to be a different. On our third record, if we had done the same thing, so we did 2 albums. If we had done the same thing as the first 2 albums on the next one, then we'd be stuck doing that forever. So when we went to him, he said, "What kind of album do you want to make?" And that's what we told him is like, we want to make something really different, and this is why. And he went around the room and had each person answer. So he heard it from each person in the band. And then at the end of it, he said, "Good. I'm glad you said that because that is the way that I would want to work with you. Like if you didn't say that, I wouldn't want to work with you. This is the way. And I agree with you that that's the thing for your band to do." Wow. So we spent the whole time on that third record taking what we thought was Linkin Park.
Was it in Malibu?
We were actually not. We were over on a street called Laurel Canyon. Did you know who Harry Houdini, the magician? You ever hear about stories about that guy?
Like Houdini, legit Houdini?
The actual Houdini. So
Yeah.
Houdini had a mansion. And this house was like
There was a tunnel that went to his house.
connected underneath to this other place.
Did you just say Houdini?
Yeah.
Actual Houdini.
The actual Houdini?
Yeah, this was across. They were connected houses. I think it was like his
you
mistress.
worked with Rick
So
Rubin
Rick
and
owned-
Houdini's
He
house?
owns that crib?
Rick owned. He doesn't anymore. He used to own that house, and we made our album in that house. And
Houdini's house.
yeah,
With the tunnel.
yeah. By the way, that's the same place that like System of Down, who you mentioned before, and Red Hot Chili Peppers, who you mentioned before, like all the people that worked with Rick,
right.
a lot of them worked at this house, and there was good energy, good vibes, whatever there. We went there and we did it, and that was the whole point, was to like get outside of our what's normal. We were used to making records in a studio, so we went to this house and made a record in this house, and everything felt very different. And at the end of the process, I think that the whole point was to like learn more about who we were and who we wanted to be, aspiring to be, right? We weren't there yet, but we wanted to be something that was bigger than what we were. And he helped us kind of point us in the right direction. It wasn't like, here it is. It was more like, here's the direction and it's new. So go figure it, go explore.
Yeah, I think it was more important than producing that record at the time. It was unlocking these things that we had within us that we could just easily become trapped in. So it was almost like, okay, go make the next record, but make as many records as you want.
You guys ever worked at Electric Lady, Jimi Hendrix studio?
I don't think so. If I did, it was like one day. I don't think I did though.
Because it's like
I'm mixing it up with that. No, I haven't. We haven't.
It's a cat that's there, and they say that's Jimi Hendrix
Reincarnated.
Yeah, reincarnated.
crazy.
Listen, I just did blood work. The first thing the doctor told me was, "You're super allergic to cats. Like I can't even be in the same." But for some reason, this cat does not make me break out. It's Jimi Hendrix.
Crazy.
I'm just being honest. I'm sorry I got weird.
No, that's wild.
All right, okay, let's go to the next
Did you
one.
answer Rick Rubin or Dre?
Yeah, Rick.
Yeah, they both went Rick.
Okay. Relax, buddy. All right.
All right.
Timbaland or Pharrell?
Isn't that like what came first, the chicken or the egg? Right?
I don't know what came first. Chicken or the egg
Well,
on
I
this.
thought,
Well, Timbaland would have been first.
yeah, right?
Well, I don't know because Pharrell was working with Teddy Riley.
Fonseca.
Right, but we don't. The thing is, I think they're very close. Let's just say they're
But yeah,
in the same
and
school
we seen the Lego
of
movie.
Virginia. So
I'm in it. We seen that.
straight stunting on us right now.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Lego.
I like being a Lego.
That was dope. It was very dope.
I would say Timbaland for me because there was a certain period of time where everything Timbaland made such an impact that kind of helped me think a little bit different.
Have you guys worked with Timbaland? I don't know why I feel like
It's funny, we
Linkin
haven't
Park
officially...
Timbaland makes sense to me.
Indirectly,
officially-
because Timbaland worked on some of the J tracks.
Well, but also
Okay,
he did like submit a thing for that remix that one time along.
Oh, yeah.
He did like off of Hybrid Theory when we were doing a remix record called Reanimation. Timbaland did send a loop, and it was almost like I wanted it to be great, but everybody makes stuff that's like, great to not great, and I feel like he just put something in that was like maybe
Right.
not cooked.
It was more like passing the ball. See
It was almost like to see if we were interested, but it didn't feel like the record. It didn't feel like our records.
right.
I'd say I'll say Pharrell though,
Okay.
just because of the scope, right? Like with all this time, like Pharrell is still
The Neptunes, like that.
he on his own, and I think Chad
Yeah.
Hugo is a genius.
Yeah,
I think we can never not say the Neptunes.
We should say the
Chad.
Neptunes.
Yeah.
When we mentioned Pharrell
But
as well. Like-
you said Pharrell.
No, for sure, I know.
I think Pharrell on his own, like it's
super accomplished.
incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible what he's done. I feel like because there wouldn't be like a Tyler the Creator without him, right?
Right.
Without Pharrell.
Metallica or Iron Maiden?
Metallica, easy.
Metallica.
Easy.
But
That was one of the best tours. We did this tour with them. We've done a lot of shows with them, but we did a whole summer tour with them at one point, and it was
Well, Metallica.
top 3 tours that we did with anybody.
Metallica.
Yeah, we spent the whole summer. It was like in the era of like just at the end of like the new metal thing. Which
Like when they still had the
all
long hair,
rap
they had cut
rock-
their hair already.
All the rap rock bands were out, and then that was coming to a close. And Metallica it was them, Limp Bizkit, us,
Fred Durst.
Deftones, and Mudvayne, and we, since we were in the middle of the bill, it felt like we were underdogs a little bit, but we weren't. Like we knew we were coming with like a really big show, and just the performance, like we were on fire. Like we just felt great, and the fans loved our music, and so every single one of those shows we went in, we killed. Like it was just so much fun, and that's unusual for a Metallica fan. I don't know if you know this, but their fans can be very rude to their openers. They can, you know, like their fans. There was one show we saw. This is a very common thing for their shows. Their fans will show up and turn their back to the stage, to the performer, and put their middle fingers up, and they'll throw beers at the stage while you're performing. And we didn't get any of that. It was incredible.
So they didn't do that.
They did not do that to us.
Yeah, Metallica get high too.
You said they get high?
I just feel like it's like,
I think back in the day it was what you were saying earlier. They was always
they were sex drugs.
Beer.
No, I see them on some beer shit.
Like,
Yeah.
Jack Daniels or something like that.
I just want to go back in time, bro.
I think you need to be like an 80s glam rock.
I
like
know,
long
I know.
hair.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest.
You put Metallica in glamour? I don't know. I don't feel
but he wants to drink beers and like.
I want to do everything.
Right?
I want to bite a bat, head off.
Snake?
Let's do that shit.
Maybe a little earlier. Let's go back to the 70s.
I want to do all that shit. Like I know in my past life I was white. I'm being honest.
Oh,
like,
yo, you're out of control, bro.
I know, like you know how you say everybody like because I'm like I love Jaeger and shit.
That's really funny because I do like from my experience on tour, I do feel like Jaeger is a very white liquor.
It's very white.
I do only think of those tours where you're in the middle of the country. There's just only white people at the
It
show.
tastes like
They're all
medicine,
drinking
dude.
Jaeger.
Yes.
That was our experience on a probably that Ozfest. We played Ozfest.
I did Ozfest?
As all those
It was
cities.
sponsored by Jaeger.
Exactly. Sponsored by.
Damn. See,
You ain't bring no Jaeger.
his past life is jealous. His past, I want him to be there.
By the way, those
I'm
shows,
jealous right now.
we like, I think we like learned how to be a band on like a long
On
line, like,
Jaeger?
how to show that they were all getting drunk,
Hammered.
waking up, drinking Pedialyte to like rehydrate, and then going again every single day.
That was the IV of the time.
Yes,
Yeah,
IV.
and
That was
we
IV
were
back then.
again, like I said, like we were more focused on like building our band and like being a little more. We were
Y'all
more
were focused, is what
Serious.
it sounds like you guys were
And
focused.
so that was not our environment. And we had to learn to go in there and like win those crowds over. We had
Wow.
to learn how to like
So Ozzy Osbourne never came and he was like, man,
No, they didn't.
let's do some Quaaludes.
I don't think he ever. I don't think he knew.
I think by the time they came,
I don't think he knew we
was
were
not
there.
doing Quaaludes anymore. All right, let's go to
And by the way, that's not. I'm not like making fun of Ozzy. I'm just saying that was their tour. I didn't see him once. Like
Really?
he didn't come hang out.
They were the headliner.
Yeah. I hear they're all perfectly nice. Like, but I
No,
just
yeah,
didn't come say.
I've seen some interviews. He seemed like a cool.
And they
dude.
British people, they live forever. So like,
Vampires.
I don't think anybody from Britain dies. Like,
Fair enough.
Like, right? Like they get high. They get who the fuck
Look,
from
he's
Britain
British.
dies?
He's British.
Yeah, you Britain? Oh shit! I'm good to know you. You gonna be here for a long time.
Honorable mention before we pass this one. Iron Maiden, by far, I think has one of the best mascots ever in Eddie.
Evil Eddie, yeah.
That's a great point.
Like I love their mascot. It's dope. And I never have an opportunity to say that on
That is funny because like that character when I was young, when I was little, like it scared the hell out of me.
Oh yeah, it was a terrifying
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
In my crew, we created it. We have a character for Crazy Hill Productions. It's kind of based on that a little bit. The next, Styles of Beyond or Demigods?
Bro.
That's
Thank
kind of the same thing.
No,
All right, you taking a shot? I'm in.
I gotta say shot.
Cheers, buddy.
Are they in styles part of demigods?
I'm in.
I mean, kind of, but I don't think so. I mean, shout out to Demigods and Styles of Beyond.
All right, Nori, take the last one, son.
All right. Oh, that's the last one? This is my favorite. Loyalty or respect?
Right. I've heard you ask this. Yeah, somebody said on one of your episodes about like you could pay somebody to be loyal, but you can't pay them to respect you. I thought that was wise. I think you have to earn respect. So I'd pick respect.
I'm very confused by the question.
I like that. I like that answer. You should be.
What part of the question confuses?
I don't know. I think they're just kind of.
You could just say both, and that's why I think it should be just both.
I think they're intertwined. You know.
Because why wouldn't you want both?
I'm honestly with you. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, you
Let
can't-
finish.
You can't have one without the other.
You could. You could make an argument
Like
that you
in
could.
the most genuine way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Genuine way. Right.
Yeah. But we're talking about being genuine.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard to answer.
So you got to drink.
So we're drinking.
Oh, yes.
He said both. He said both.
No, but that's honestly one of the greatest answers ever. Like how you said it, because I believe that. Like I believe one coincides with the other. That's why I always say both.
Drink it. Let's
That's the
release.
only
Let's
time
release
you're
Rec
really
back
supposed to drink
the
one
wild.
time.
Thank you, Rec. Happy birthday,
But
brother.
that was genius what you just said. I said this earlier because for me, hip hop is a very limited. Not. I don't want to say limited, but it's a certain mountaintop. I want to take Biggie's line and say, "Did you ever think rock and roll would go this far?" You know what I mean? Like rock and roll is like
Let's
honestly.
think where rock and roll comes from
Let's
too.
just be clear. You know what the ultimate, and this is gonna sound crazy, and I know my fans, so I'm gonna say it the proper way. But one of our ultimate goals in hip hop is to get inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Which hip hop needs its own thing.
Weird is that?
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that.
I don't think that's weird.
But what I'm saying is, it's an honor. It's an honor. Like LL, like when we found out LL, Crop Quest is getting inducted into the
Right now, shout out to Outkast and Salt and Pepper who
yes
being nominated. Yeah,
we like salute
they're
it.
getting
We want to, but so it's in a certain way saying we respect rock and roll.
Yeah.
So what do you feel about that?
Well, I've always said that I got into hip hop through the back door in terms of my career. Like I could have just like a little way of like explaining it is I when I first started like making my own songs and then Joe and I would make songs together. I had met the guys from Styles of Beyond through our mutual friend Dub 007, and I realized I could go that path and like start making rap records and like trying to break in. And then at the same time, we had this rock, rap, electronic, like we had this weird mashup thing going on with the band that started to happen. And I realized, oh, that's like a way that I can rap and express that part of who I am, but do it in a really creative and different, at the time, very different way. And so I could get into that scene and like meet rappers that I admired and work with different people through this like back door.
Right.
So yeah, for me, it was very much like, I never thought that would lead me to Jay-Z, to, Rick Rubin and all the things we talked about today. That wasn't
like doing the most hip hop shit.
Yeah.
At a point, right.
And at a certain point, like influencing hip hop kids to try other things, like to try other styles.
And vice versa as well.
That's true, yeah. Like people who come up to us at the show.
In case you want a blunt.
Oh, I'm good.
You know what I mean? Just, we got to try to go Joe Rogan on us.
A great host.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
You're good. No, but it's now there's really no like boundary between genres at all.
Right.
Like virtually everything I listen to, I wouldn't call it a genre anymore. I wouldn't call it rock. I wouldn't call it it's just music. So that's the type of music I like. And we're at a point where almost everything is that way. Like the biggest records in the world are usually records that are like blending lots of different
Do you
things.
think that's always positive? That there is?
Well, maybe not. I mean, because people can be a tourist. Like that.
Right.
The saddest part for me was when we were getting started, and we realized that there are groups who are adding hip hop elements
just because it's a thing now, right?
Like, but now we've got scratching on this. Oh, we're rapping on this, but the guy doesn't know how to rap. Like,
it felt like that.
He's never listened to a rap record in his life, and he's rapping on this track. Like that's the type of thing that when we were making music, we thought that was really corny. But now that doesn't really happen. Like now everybody's heard everything. You've got access to everything in the world.
You put your verses next to Jay-Z.
I mean,
that was
to be able to be on a record with him at the time, that was like a,
Like I didn't realize how much you were like on that level with him. I was listening to it today and I was like, wow, you really put yourself.
But I feel like my best verses are not those verses at all.
But it could have
Not at
easily
all.
went the other way.
Yeah.
You understand how that could have been taken
Yeah.
the wrong way?
Yeah.
But,
People
but-
could have just been.
But that lets you know that that's really hip hop in you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does
No,
that make sense?
yeah. I mean,
doesn't-
do you consider yourself or not consider an MC?
In terms of being, yeah. Like that's how I started.
Right.
Like I don't even like we joke because I sing on the new record, which by the way I keep pointing here. Hope it's like actually on the
Yeah,
camera.
please.
I keep pointing at the
No, we
table.
got-
And they're
we'll
like,
have
why does he
B-roll
pointing
footage
over
that
here?
shows this.
Yeah.
Why does he keep pointing over here? On the new record, like I sing a bunch. Of course, I'm still rapping a ton, but I sing a bunch. And in spite of that, I don't usually call myself a singer because I do think of myself as a rapper.
Right.
First.
God damn it.
Let's talk Grammys. You guys.
2 Grammys. Nominated 6 times though.
I do have one on my own.
You got one on you right now? Wait, what did you?
Yeah, you said fuck the band. I'm gonna get my
I also
own.
have one.
Oh.
What'd you get your own for?
I just want to be clear.
Let's talk about it.
He's a red on us right now. Look at him.
I never like to do that. I never like to do that.
He went Bobby Brown.
I like that to do that. I got it. No, I did. I won one just a couple of years ago for this like remix thing that I did. That it was they had a category for a remix, and I did the remix. And
Oh, dope.
yeah, it happened.
Congrats.
It's crazy.
It's funny that you didn't want to. You felt awkward,
like,
bigging it up and shit.
I don't. Yeah.
Nah, hell yeah. How does that feel?
We actually, you can.
Let's go. You got 2 Grammys.
Your Grammys.
How do you feel about it?
Oh, we didn't finich answering one of the earlier questions.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
bring
go
it back
to it. That's what we do.
You have the question about
And if anybody has to take a piss, because you've been drinking a lot of water, you can, here at Drink Champs, you just get up and go take a piss over there. No problems.
But you asked us about doing something with the Beatles.
Okay.
So we did Collision Course with Jay. And part of that climate around that time was what Danger Mouse did the
Great album.
Gray album, which is the Beatles.
Yes.
And then we're like, okay, they're asking us to perform because we're nominated, which is a good sign.
Right.
That something might happen. And then we're like, all right, how do we top this off? And we're like, oh, wait, what if we get a Beatle? So we ended up bringing Paul McCartney out on the song.
But the crazy part was that we asked him. We came up with the idea like, okay, well, this brings it full circle, right? Like this.
By the way, can I stop you for a second? Please remember, I just love how y'all guys, it's just so cool.
Nonchalant about
Talking
it.
about the most legendary. Yo,
It'd be cool to get a Beatle.
Like I'm sitting there, my heart is like this. And you guys are talking about the most legendary shit in the most commonest way. I'm so sorry. Please continue.
Well, I will say the award itself is great, but like the experience of doing that,
Right.
it allows you to do these things, and that's what it's all about.
And on top of that, we had done the Collision Course thing with Jay. We did a couple performances, like we had gone on stage with him a couple times. The record did what it did. It was great. People really liked it. And Jay was starting retirement. He was retired. So we had the idea to do this like full circle, like, oh, the mashup thing was big. Now it's coming to a close. And so let's bring it back to the beginning of it and do something with Paul McCartney and Jay. And so first we went to Paul's people and asked if he would be interested, because if he's not going to be interested, then the conversation's over. But he said yes. And we were like, okay, cool. And then we went to Jay and said, are you interested? And they said no. And we were like, what? And obviously shocked. And they were like, no, he retired. Like, he's not making music anymore. He's not going to get on stage. He just wants to be he's doing the Def Jam thing. He's just going to do that.
President.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He was the president of Def Jam, and he just wants to be the executive, not an artist.
Right.
And so for us, we were like, no, you don't understand. Like, this is
got Paul
like, this is a
McCartney.
big deal.
Right.
It's the Grammys, it's Paul, whatever. And so eventually he made an exception, because it was such a big thing that he made an exception.
That's a huge thing.
Huge. And then we had to plead our case. And then we go to the rehearsals for it. And the way this man, Paul McCartney, like Sir Paul, right?
Sir Paul.
He's a knight.
Yeah, he's been knighted.
He's literally Sir Paul McCartney. The way this man comes in and talks to people and acts, I kid you not, like we did the rehearsals camera blocking and just practices. And he came off the stage and he saw this guy standing against the wall, like he was holding a broom. He was just kind of like staring. And Paul leaves everybody and goes over there and just has like a one-on-one conversation with a man who was literally the janitor. And he sat there and talked to him for 10 minutes. Just made that guy's whole life. Like it was like, you see stuff like that and you go, that's how to be, right? That's like, this is he's giving us a lesson in like, if you were to ever even conceivably be a portion as famous and important as he is, like this is how you treat people.
Well, you'd hope he'd be like that because the era that they came up in and the whole like hippie movement, they were about that like
they were
freeness, you know, like So you would hope that that's
piece
the
of
person
love
he
and all
was,
that.
you know.
Yeah, I think that's the way. That was the experience I got.
Dope. That's dope. That's legendary.
It was crazy.
Man, I'm blown away that you guys came here, man. Like I'm really so ecstatic and happy because you guys are legends, man.
Thank you, man.
You guys are out of this fucking world. Your accolades, the things that you've done in this, and the fact that y'all came to drink champs and is going to drink Japanese whiskey with me. And I did not know you was Japanese, by the way.
Is there any hip hop artist, past and today, like actually both, that you guys would love to like do a collab with?
Oh my God, so many. So many.
Well, give me like a top 5. Let's say.
My top 5, what comes to mind? Beastie Boys comes to mind. Wu-Tang comes to mind. Kendrick, I'd say. Tyler the Creator, actually.
Hell yeah.
Andre 3000.
Wow.
Yeah. Andre, I most recently, Andre like came, I had it on random in my phone, and this Andre song with Rick Ross came on. I don't remember what song it is, but Andre's verse is like, it's so crazy. It's that one that ends with, the fan comes up and says, boring, really? Like the whole idea being he pours his heart into these verses and then at the end, like doesn't really care. I was like, wow.
No,
As an
Andre is
artist,
one of the illest MCs of all time.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
No, I really seen Andre playing the flute by himself.
Yeah.
You actually witnessed him physically
Swear to
doing
God.
it?
In Brooklyn.
Nah.
Soho House. Swear to God.
Did you ask for a female artist on my list?
Yes,
Let me say
I
that.
want a female artist on your list.
I should put a female artist on. That's fair. That's fair.
What made y'all add the female to the group?
What if I made a female-only list then? It would be...
Let's go.
He
ready. Let's go.
Oh, that's a good point. Well, let's just say female rappers, because I put Lauren near the top.
Yep.
Actually, I love Rod Digga. Do you know Rod Digga?
Yeah, Jean Grey. I could hear you, Jean Grey.
Flip Mode Squad.
Flip Mode
Squad.
Nah, yeah,
you know who Rod Digga is? Oh, I'm bad. Sorry.
Really?
I like that.
Really?
He's not a hip hop head, bro.
Crazy.
Yeah. So who else? This is your top 5 female artists?
I don't know. This is not my top 5.
I think it's number 2.
This is not my top 5 ever. This is just like what comes to mind.
Okay,
I
comes to
remember
mind.
I also remember when I was a kid and I heard Queen Latifah for the first time. I was like,
Oh, no.
she's so confident, and she's not like selling sex, and she's not selling. She's like a real. I don't know. She felt like a. Yeah, she felt like a role model.
Yeah,
that was 3.
And she is a role.
So where we at? We Rod Digga.
Oh yeah, she was.
We Rod Digga. Who else?
Really?
I threw Jean Grey. I think I could hear Jean
Queen
Grey with you
Latifah,
guys.
Lauryn Hill. So we like Rod Digga, Queen Latifah, Lauryn Hill.
What about that?
So what's the other 2?
Australian girl.
Oh,
Is he?
Stop.
Is he?
Stop.
I think Azalea Banks got bars.
Oh, Doechii. Why is it Doechii?
Yeah, Azalea Banks.
Doechii.
Isn't it?
Fucking.
Doechi's
I
fire.
should have said.
Oh, Doechii's off the
I should have
chain.
said Doechii earlier.
She's Andre 3000 of the woman.
She's crazy.
Yeah, no, she's ill.
She's
God.
done.
She's
3000.
Andre meets Tyler the Creator, but better as a female. You know, like
Yeah, I
I
felt
like
like.
that analogy.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah, Doechii's.
I agree with my friend EFN totality. That's a big word for me to use.
spell it.
Never. But so you gave us 4. You gave us 4, right? You gave us 4, right? He owes 1 more or 2 more? One more. Female artist.
Oh shit.
Who, Joe? I have to look at my phone. You better start your list.
I feel my like hard drive is like.
Yeah, it's hard.
Lady of
It's
Rage.
hard because I love Lady of Rage.
Who? Rhapsody's ill. Yeah.
He's dope.
Right. Are you Googling shit?
No, I'm just looking at this is my playlist.
Okay.
Like this
you
is
got a real, okay.
I got all kinds of playlists.
All right.
Who's new? Like Doechii.
New like
Remember, this is top 5
And I'm sure there's a ton of
Pick
dope
4.
new artists that we're not thinking of right now.
So many.
I feel like there's a lot of good ones.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
You got to pick what you want, Mike.
Doja's dope. What do you think, Joe? What are your top? Who do you want to collaborate?
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I just wanted to throw this out there. This is also a great coffee shop, Mike and Joe's.
Oh.
Yo.
Wait,
I want to go to that.
No alcohol,
They
Mike
call
and
it,
Joe's.
but they,
Yeah, Mike
they
and
call
Joe's.
it a cup of Joe.
It's a
by the way.
cappuccino. I want a cappuccino.
And you gotta have turntables there too. It's gotta be like a hi-fi, like
it's a
spot.
vinyl bar.
Yeah,
It's a vinyl bar.
that's a coffee shop I want to go to.
Yeah, I'm in. Let's go.
I'm being
Drink to that.
honest
You want
with
to take a drink to that?
Oh, yes, I will take a drink to that. Yes.
Oh, so I gotta pour again? Go ahead, man.
I did see
Do your thing.
online that people are.
You don't got your drink ready, bro? You're out of. You're
No, I
disrespectful
drank
right now.
all my drinks already.
Nah, bro. You're not ready, man.
Oh, all right.
the
That's
fight.
okay. No problem, my brother.
Yeah.
I just came from Tampa doing a 5K.
He ran all the way from Tampa and then he got a medal.
running
He got a
thing is
medal right here
crazy.
when he got here.
The running thing is crazy.
You know,
I wish I could. No, I like.
Okay.
You remember you said the thing about being allergic to cats? Like
Yeah.
I grew up with asthma.
Okay.
I was super allergic to cats.
Seems
So
like a
I
super
actually went to
excuse.
the.
I thought you were going to say you were allergic to running.
No, I went
after-
to. Yeah, I'm allergic. That would be, that's about. Take his answer. That's much funnier. But I had like asthma all the time. So like
had asthma.
running like, makes
you,
like
are you the
harder.
The guy with the
Used to be.
the pump?
Used to be. But I've got like scar tissue in my lungs. So like breath control on stage
Damn, that's
is a thing. Like
Yeah.
I always have to be very
conscious
aware
it.
of how
Right.
I'm doing in terms of like I'm in my mind as I'm performing. I'm thinking like, okay, am I running on empty a little bit? Like slow down a little bit so you have enough to get
So
to the
you've
next.
had
So you really-
episodes
I
on
have,
stage?
I have verses
You're not
where
smoking this blunt.
That's your blunt.
Okay,
Yeah.
my bad. All right.
But it's medicinal,
take my
right?
shit back.
It's
it's
medicinal.
super good for asthma.
Yeah, it's super great. It's
Yeah,
great.
that's what they say.
Yeah. It cures bronchitis as well.
Cures it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, man.
don't
I
lie
really
to us.
appreciate you brothers for coming here. I appreciate you brothers for doing this. I'm gonna take another shot with you.
Okay.
This is Japanese whiskey.
Cheers.
I did not know that you were Japanese.
Would you say Japanese?
Japanese.
Japonese.
Japanese. What a
Japanese?
Y. You know, this is a slang.
It's a Y.
Yeah,
Got
it's
it.
a
Okay.
Y.
Okay.
Japanese.
Have you been to Japan? I mean, I'm assuming you have, but like, have you followed your roots in Japan? Like, do you have family there?
You know, it is funny. I've never been to the town.
and
where
you as
my-
well with Korea.
I've never been to the town where I don't even know if I didn't have
Wait,
asked
you
you
haven't-
this.
you
The
haven't-
town where my family came from, which is in
Okinawa?
It's down
Jesus
there.
Christ.
No, he's wrong. Not wrong.
I thought he saw
It's
the Karate
close.
Kid and wanted to go straight to
He did go
Okinawa.
straight, Mr. Miyagi just now.
Mr. Miyagi.
That's okay.
That's it.
That's
That's
okay.
where we. Mr. Miyagi.
By the way, I love
What's wrong with
growing
that?
up. I love Pat
What's wrong
Morita. I
with
love Mr.
Miyagi?
Miyagi.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my family's from down south, which is more close to there.
The Miami
He
of
killed it. He
Japan?
said down south.
literally, yeah. The it's more humid, it's warmer, like fishing villages and stuff like that. That's where they were from. I haven't been there. I have a brother. He went down there. Told me everything's okay.
I was number one in Okinawa for 7 years. You know what they call me? Nori-cha, Nori-cha, Nori-cha.
Wait, what was
Nori-cha.
number one?
I was.
What song he's saying? What song?
What?
Oh, okay,
Super
okay.
Yeah. From that until
Was it because of the military base or was it the local population?
That's a great question. man.
I love that you
believe
know
it.
that. I love
Yeah,
that you
I mean,
know-
yeah.
Okinawa
Yeah,
has
yeah.
a big
So,
U.S.
but-
military base.
You know what? That's a great question. And you know what? For people that's traveling outside of the U.S., that you still want to actually be a part of the U.S., that's all you have to do is tap into the fucking military.
Which is a big problem for over there locally.
That's
There's a big
that's
issue.
problem?
Yeah,
I didn't think that was a problem.
There's issues there with the base and things.
Well, it is a
happening.
post-World War II thing.
Yeah,
that they
yeah,
can't,
yeah.
They can't have a
wait, so
military.
this, recently, this is...
No,
Years,
it's
for a long time, yeah.
I don't think it's like a.
They're trying. They would like the base to leave the local population.
Oh,
yeah. There's
I don't
issues.
get that deep.
There's issues with the soldiers. Yeah.
We played.
I
So we
keep it
played down
American.
there.
I
We
stay
played down there
American.
one time. It's really funny to play down there because in Okinawa. I don't remember the name of the, but we played near a base, and the local Japanese population is much shorter than the white Marines or whatever they are,
Right.
like soldiers there.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I was in
And so the
Hawaii.
crowd looks like this. Like these are the short Japanese people.
And I think the
these are
Okinawans are
these
supposed to be
Americans.
taller than regular
Bro, I'm
mainland
telling
Japanese.
you, we played that show, and it's like there's 5 Japanese people this tall, and there's 1 white guy that's this tall.
Jeez.
And it's just the entire crowd. You've got these white heads like sticking out because that's who lives there. It's like
What?
all these Japanese people who are shorter,
Yeah.
and then white people who are taller. It's a funny show to play.
And in Korea, have you guys had a chance to play? Like,
Yeah, we played Korea last October, right? As part of our launch and
Right.
hitting as many places in different continents around the world, and then we just played 2 nights in Tokyo. In,
and you
February.
have been able to follow your roots and like go to
No, not too deeply. Most of my family moved to the States.
so you got no family with her, nothing?
Just some distant relatives.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's American, dude. What are you trying to do right now?
Listen, I went to Cuba. I followed my roots.
It's hard for me to go to Africa. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're
I don't
Puerto
even
Rican
know.
too.
Yeah, no, Puerto Rican. We don't even know where to go.
It's called Puerto Rico.
Exactly.
It was funny when we were talking about about Super Thug.
Really.
What was your experience with Pharrell? How did that unfold to you?
I love how you switched it on me. I respect you so much. It's crazy. Because now that I've had so much historical moments in my life, I could actually see one of the early ones, and I could see how I saw it back then. Pharrell was destined to be who he's going to be. He was going to be Chad Hugo as well. But when he gave me that CD, and he said, don't listen to this shit until you get to Miami. And I did it, and I was at the Kent Hotel. When I listened, I just knew that life, I just knew it. I heard it, and I wrote the shit immediately, and I went right back to New York. Right Track Recording Studios, 47th Street, I believe Madison. I don't know if it is. And I went and I recorded that whole track straight.
But you got it in Miami, right? The beat.
Yes, damn.
No, because the thing is, the reason why I say that is because I always
Motherfucker
felt
want to get Miami is they
For-
rock. You
No.
I know, I respect that.
Sonically, when he came out with Super Thug, we hadn't met yet. No, I did because I met you. Was on the CNN run, but
Okay.
still, when he came out with that record, the bounce on it felt very Southern, very relatable to us in
I didn't
Miami. Very like that bounce, like it felt that bounce was there, and I was like, oh, that's not coming out of New York, and he was doing that.
Yeah, and now I live in the South, so you got one, all right.
I have a weird, I think the first time I ever, so we going way back to like the first record, it was probably before we ever got signed. We were probably just doing demos at this point. My friend, do you remember Buzztone Records?
Yeah.
Buzztone?
I know.
So I had a friend who worked at Buzztone, and he invited me to a couple.
I'm sorry, you just got a shot. I got a shot. It's just like
Just because?
Let's do it, bro. I'm in.
Yeah.
To Buzztone.
Yeah, to
I've
Buzztone.
been calling people bro and dude for a whole week.
No, bro, bro's Miami. We Miami, bro.
Just
bro.
letting you know.
I can't tell if you're from LA or if you're just like a millennial.
I
Or
left,
like
I just
wait,
being
no,
honest.
it isn't. It's like Gen
left-
Alpha? Gen Alpha?
I left
Yeah.
Bert
That's
Kreisner,
bruh. You gotta work on
Jelly
bruh.
Roll, and I'm like, I've been white for a week. I'm just letting y'all know. Like I've been full-fledged white.
Full-fledged, huh? All right.
So okay, so
I'm sorry.
Buzztone.
I'm so sorry. I
So we were
Yes.
not signed, we were whatever. Just like trying to get experiences, and my friend said, "Come to this video shoot just for fun." And I think the first one I went to was a Funk Dubious shoot.
Funk Dubious?
With
Funk Dubious.
Corrupt.
bro.
Corrupt was the feature, and I loved
With Funk Dubious?
Yeah, they had this random
In the Bay?
Papi Chulo.
That wasn't on their album though, was it?
I think it was.
Was it?
Yeah.
I haven't heard it in a
I
long
was at
time.
the video shoot for Papi Chulo.
But that record,
So
the whole
weird.
album was dope. Yeah.
I was like, and Corrupt was so fucking.
No, Corrupt was one of the MCs at that
Insane.
time, like coming
Insane.
out.
So I went to that and I was like, oh, like, Chris, can I get it? Like, do you have any other, later I was like, any other video shoots coming up that I could go to? And he said, yeah, we have one for the Alcoholics coming up. And I was a big Alcoholics fan. So he's like, Linkin Park had kind of started happening. And so he's like, can we get you? We got the singer from this band called Deftones that we love.
Yep.
Chino was going to be in it. We got you. And he's like, have you heard of this dude named Pharrell? And I was like, yeah, I think so. He was kind of newer at the time. Like, I wasn't super familiar. And so it's a super weird track. I don't even know if it's still, like, if you could pull it up on YouTube or Spotify or whatever, but on YouTube, you'd see that the video had a cameo by me. I think there was somebody else, and Chino from Deftones and Pharrell playing as the house band at this, like, frat party that J-Ro and Tash are, like, rapping at. Wow. It was the weirdest shit. Like, even to hear it come out of my mouth, I'm like, who put this together? Like, if you did this 10 years later, it'd be like a very expensive video.
Right.
But at the time, everyone was just kind of like starting to, like, their careers were all starting. Right. Except for the Licks. The Licks were all already established. That's why that was their song.
You guys ever did anything with the Alcoholics?
No. I don't think I've, even that day, I didn't really meet, I think I talked to Tash for like a minute.
Can I connect y'all for future collaboration? Because Tash is on it right now. He's killing it.
Really?
Yeah, they're coming out with the Alcoholics coming out with a new album. Like,
Oh, that's good to hear.
I would love to connect y'all.
I love the Alcoholics.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what's crazy? I'm sorry. I have so many notes, but I know you guys got a flight.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I haven't. But
touched
thank y'all. I really want to thank y'all because thing about it is we're all one. And I love doing these type of interviews. I love like, connecting with people that don't know that we're connected. And I want to thank y'all once again, man. We gave them their flowers. Let's take these great pictures, right?
Dale que tú puedes.
And if you want to take us some champagne with you.
I'll take some champagne.
We'll take
some champagne.
It's our singer Emily's birthday coming up tomorrow,
Is it?
so we'll take some.
Oh,
champagne.
man.
I don't know if she'll drink it, but
And shout out to the whole band, man. Shout out to the whole band.
Yes, please.
You can put it in your luggage.
I don't
Yeah.
have luggage.
Oh, se jodió la
figure it
cosa.
out.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Linkin motherfucking Park, make some fucking noise.
And your crew, dude. To the crew, everybody here has been really great.
Thank you, fellas. Let's take some
Thank you.
pics.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you.